Hey and welcome to this tutorial. Today we're going to be learning on how to do this inside of After Effects. So I'm going to just be showing you how to use shape layers to do this for your loved ones. It's very simple and let's get started. It doesn't matter what kind of After Effects you have, we're not going to need any plugins, we're not going to need any scripts. So let's go. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to try to create a new composition. I'm going to call it tutorial, and it doesn't matter what kind of size it is. I'm just going to put 1000 because I had to send it to my girlfriend through Instagram, and I'm going to use 60 frames per second because that's the new stuff. Alright, so blank composition. So the first thing I'm going to do, of course, is I need to create a background so that I can feel a mood, and I'm going to create a new solid, right click, new solid, or Control Y, and I'm going to call it background, and I'm going to make sure it's white or something similar. And of course I'm going to lock it just to make sure that I am not going to be changing it. So I downloaded a picture of a pen, so I can take it as a reference, so you can just go to Google and get that, or if you're an amazing illustrator, you're good. So I'm going to go to the puppet to the pen tool so that I can do a shape layer. So the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to lock that so I don't select it. So I'm just going to shift, drag, not stroke, drag, nope, I'm going to click on the last point, drag, and then click again, shift so that it's horizontal, oops, this way, drag shift so that it's horizontal again, and hold shift so that I don't change the direction of that, shift, and just a bit more, just a bit, and just to have it a little bit fat from the end around this, just a bit more. Things good, but if you have OCD, this is not perfect, but yeah, this is just for the sake of this tutorial. So just something similar, something like that. Alright, just like this, just a bit, just a bit. I mean, it's gonna take me more time, but... And I'm just gonna call it a pen. And the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna change it to the color, to a bit red love thing, and yeah, I actually... So, the next thing I want to do is I want to make that mask right there. I need to mask it. And, I mean, normally, hear me out. If you want to mask something, you're going to take your image, and you're going to take the pen tool, and you'll try to mask it. And if you want to delete that part, you'll just go to the mask and you subtract it. Correct. Awesome. Yeah, but here's the problem. This is a shape layer. So if I try to do the pen tool on the shape layer, masking, I'm actually creating, sorry, the mic was out. I'm actually creating a shape layer. So that's not really what I want to do. So what I want to do is mask this part. For that, when I select a shape layer, I do have two options, one that creates shape and one that creates mask. So I'm going to choose the mask one, and I'm going to try and mask out this part. And let's try at least to do a good job here. Sorry, this is a tutorial, so I'm not going to focus on the stupidest thing, as in how round something is. Okay, come on, I'll have to do it just a bit, just give me a while. Alright, yay, it works, yay. Okay, cool, so that's it, I'm done, but it gives me the center one, and that's not something that I want. Hold on. Excuse me. Okay, so I need to mask that out. Bum. Good. So now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna bring this guy right here, and I'm gonna duplicate this guy, and I'm gonna drag it right here. But before I do that, sorry, and I don't feel like editing this video out, so sorry if it sneezes. So what's going on here is, before I duplicate it and put it on the other side, I just want to explain something. I want to explain this little dude right here. So if I try to, and you try to scale this look where it's gonna go. It's gonna go to that little dude right there. And then if I try to move something, it's gonna move from that dude right there. And then if I try to rotate something, it's not gonna rotate the way I want, because it's gonna rotate around that dude right there. But what if I want it like down, 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 like a pendulum thing or anything? So to do that, I'll have to change this little dude right here, which we call an anchor point. So right now, if I'm gonna rotate, it's gonna rotate around that. If I want to actually scale it down, it's gonna scale down right there. So that's really good. Alright, that said, let's get started. Now that we changed it there, let's get started. Once again, I changed it with the anchor point tool. Great. Now, I'm gonna duplicate this, Control D, or Control C, Control V, and I'm gonna put this dude right here. Good. Now, I'll just delete that, I don't need it. Now what I need to do is I need to scale them, and I need them in the same time to move right into the center. But right now these guys are quite big, so I'm gonna put them until 80% or probably 50%. It's like one is in Malaysia and the other one is in Sweden or something. And actually that's what it was supposed to present. My girlfriend, she's in Malaysia and I'm in Sweden. LDR. Sucks. So that is going on. That's great. So what I'm gonna do is they're gonna start from here in a position probably. They're gonna start from there, and then after 1 second they're gonna come right in the center. Is that the center of the screen? Well, kind of. Okay, so let's put it where it kind of is. So this is where kind of lives. And in the same time, I'm gonna bring this into 150%. Ooh, that's too much for love. 100 and 100. Cool, so it's gonna happen. Yay. But the speed really is bad, because that's what we call a linear keyframe. So to fix this, we're gonna select both keyframes and F9, or we can just right click, Keyframe Assistant, Easy Ease. This way, we're gonna have a bit of easing in that, but it's still not really as we wanted. We want it to slow on the. So to do that, I'm gonna just go into position, or unscale, or just let's start with position, and we're gonna go to the curve, and then doing that, this is the speed. It starts from 0, it accelerates, and then it slows down. See that? Fast and then slow. Cool, but that's not what we want. We want it to be slow and then fast. So I'm gonna drag this, and it's gonna be slow then fast. See that? So let's do that for the other one as well. So slow and then fast. Let's look at it. See the speed? So let's do the same thing for scale, and let's see if that works. So I'm gonna select them both. So select them both. And I'm just going to select the first value, and I'm going to drag this. Just to make sure it's there. Okay, cool. Alright, so what do we have? Alright, perfect. So what I need to do now, I need to do a bit of rotation. So let's do that. So Shift R, Shift R. So it starts like this, and then around here, it goes a bit back. Just say around 25, and this one, which is minus 25. Good. So slows, and then here they're gonna collide. So we are gonna have I would say around 0, 0. Okay, cool. So that means 5 minus 5. And then a bit, I'm gonna say this is gonna be 30, and then this one is gonna be minus 30. Okay, so what's gonna happen is okay, just a bit. Let's do 0 here and then 0 here, and then 30. Minus 30, and then after a bit we're gonna bounce it. It's one of the 12 principles of animation, and we're gonna do like 10 minus 10, and then we're gonna do like 25 minus 25. So what's gonna happen? And then we're gonna ease everything. Alright, so it's kind of there, but the speed is messed up. So first thing, it has to be fast here. It's like, woo! Okay, let's do that. So we're gonna take this, we're gonna take that. No, just the rotation. And we'll just make sure it's easy ease. So we'll take the first two. Alright, and okay, and I'll say at the second time as well, it's fast. Alright, just that the problem here is that it's too slow. This bounces like broad. It's like a fat love. I mean, when you love someone, you love them, but you don't fat love them. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take these points, we're gonna drag them a bit, we're gonna drag this, we're gonna drag it a bit, drag this, and then drag it a bit. Then we're gonna take probably this, shift this, then we shift it just a bit. Alright, and probably what we have to do is just make everything a bit shorter. This looks like it has a lot of time now. Hold on. Alright, let's do that again. So there's something that is missing here. And it goes fast. Zero. Yeah, what if it goes like 5 and then no, what if it goes 5 and here it's -5? Okay, cool. Awesome. We got it. Once again. Great. I'm just gonna take this and just put a bit. Alright. And just so that this one slows at the end, I'm just gonna drag just a bit. Awesome, perfect. So now that we have this, we're gonna move to the next part, which is let's do the shadows. So to do the shadows, I'm gonna do possibly kind of the same thing. Just that I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna go a bit like that. Alright, let's try that. So I'm gonna go here, and then I'm gonna do literally the same thing. So I'm just gonna do this. And then I'm gonna do this, then I'm gonna do this, then I'm gonna do this, and I think this is too big. Well, kind of. I mean, I don't want to spend too much time in this, so I'm gonna call this shadow 1. Shadow 1, which is for the first pin. And I'm gonna make sure the anchor point is there. And yeah. And then I'm gonna duplicate this, and then I'm gonna put it below this. So right now we have a pin with its shadow, a pin with its shadow, and then they have to move and do that. And we know that if we don't want to duplicate the keyframes and stuff, if we just want something to follow something, what do? We parent it. So the second shadow is parented to the second pin, and the first shadow is parented to the first pin. So what's gonna happen is, yes, but the problem is that it is rotated as well, so we can't do this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cancel this and I'm gonna cancel this. So what do we have to do? Yes, we have to do it manually. So I'm gonna go position, I'm gonna go keyframe, and then right at the end here, they're gonna be right in the center. So this goes into the center, and this one goes into the center once again. Okay, perfect. Then palm, and then we know that they have to be a bit slow. So let's go. Let's see what's gonna happen here now. So we have a problem. So what's going on, it's not that the speed is wrong or something. And no matter how much we try to make this faster or something, they're not gonna be cool. Because the reason is, it's the size of things. Because this thing is actually scaling. So we can't just come and scale that shadow. And plus, this heart right now, I mean, that could not be its shadow. The shadow should be bigger. So let's do that. So what are we going to do is we're not going to play with scale, but instead we're going to play with something else. I mean, we could play with scale, but I want to teach you something else. So what we need to do is we need to change these guys. If we select the pen tool again, we need to select these guys, like we need to make them a bit longer. So if you want to change that, we call that a path. Where do you find it? You go inside the shape layer, you go inside the content, your shape layer, and then you have path. And then you animate this. So basically if I do something like that, and then I do like, whee! So what's gonna happen is like, whee! So, but that's not a beautiful whee. That's just not. So what we're gonna do is, at this point, I want this little guy right here to be really big. Like something like that. But then it should make sense in terms of shadow weight. Alright? Kind of. That is done. So the next thing that I am gonna try to do now is I'm gonna go and do the same thing for the other shadow. But just to go fast, I'm just gonna write here path, and then I'm gonna put a keyframe in the beginning, and then I'm gonna go to the last keyframe. I'm gonna literally do the same thing. So I'm gonna click on selection tool, shift click on this one, and then click it, and then pop, and then I'm gonna drag this, I'm gonna drag this, I'm gonna drag this a bit, and drag this a bit. Once again, I'm not looking for the look here, I'm just want to teach you stuff. Okay, so I'm gonna do that as well. So what's gonna happen is, cool. But what I need to do right now is I need to also change the speed of that. And it should be following the rotation. Okay. So right now what I'm gonna do, and I'm just gonna go like somewhere around there. Okay. So what we have here is the problem. Oh, okay, my bad. Oh, wait, no, that's not it. Yeah, that's it. I mean, what's the problem here? So what we could do is I'll have to do it with that. Okay. This is awkward. I mean, what is really awkward is that possible I'll have to do it this way. Because one actually goes in a distance because these guys are not in an equal distance in the beginning. That makes sense. Well, I'm sorry, I can't redo this whole tutorial, but what's happening is that the distance here is not the same. The distance between these two guys is not the same, so that's why it's never gonna really fly. I mean, unless I literally go here and do it this way, and then I'll just do rove across keyframe. Yeah. So I'll have to do it that way. Cool. So that is done. I'm just gonna focus on the next thing, which is how did you do the eye here? Cool. Let's do that eye thing. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go close this. Alright, let's lock that. I'm gonna go to the pin. So what I need to do the same thing that I did here, but for the mask. So I'm gonna go close this, go inside the mask, and I'm gonna open the mask path, put a keyframe. At the end, put a keyframe. And I'm gonna go here, right where it goes there, and I'm gonna shift click, and then click again. Go like this, go like this. It's like it's gonna close its eyes, kind of. Alright. Then I'm just gonna close this, and I'm gonna make it follow again the rotation. It's gonna be fast.
Alright, so what's gonna happen is, let's hide this because it's making everything ugly since I did a mistake. Okay. Alright, so I'm gonna do the same thing for the other guy. So mask, path, put a keyframe, go to beginning, put a keyframe, and go right here. See, the distance is completely different. And alright, I think that's about it. Yeah, it's looking alright. Cool. And I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna make it fast in the beginning. Yay. Okay, perfect. It's just that one thing as well. I just want to make sure that actually this is right. Okay, cool. Alright. Okay, and to make it even better, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go with it. Use this. Okay, I'm gonna go to the mask path. Let me hide scale, bomb, and rotation. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is, at this point it's closed. This point is open, right? This point is open. So I'm just gonna copy this keyframe, paste it, copy this keyframe and paste it, and then I'm gonna do somehow a bounce in the eye as well, like when they hit. The eye goes a bit big. It's like, oh, I just hit myself with the other person. Yeah, kind of you did. And you shouldn't have done that. You should have respected that. Okay, cool. And this should actually go fast. Alright, cool. Yay. Alright, so what we're gonna do next is we're gonna try to make the eye. So to make the black eye, that is very easy. I'm just gonna go get this. It's gonna pick a black thing. I'm just gonna go here, and I'm gonna make the eye. And I'm gonna make the anchor point right in the center. Cool. I'm holding control so that it snaps somewhere. Thanks, Adobe. And I'm gonna duplicate this, and I'm gonna put this right here. Okay, and I'm gonna call this I2, and I'm gonna call this I1. I'm gonna take these two and put them behind. Awesome. So I2 and I1, they have to follow this guy. So I1 is following pin 1, I2 is following pin 2. That's it. Cool. Just that one thing I want to do is I want to play with this. So I'm gonna go position, I'm gonna put it here, and right before this, I didn't have it, so it was here. I'm gonna change the path of this. You can see it here. And then the same thing with this guy. Change the path here to somewhere here. I don't know. I don't care. Yay. And I'm just gonna make easy ease, and I'm gonna make these two guys go fast. Yay. Alright. I could have actually even made it even a bit funnier. I could just go here, and let me just go here. And when they bounce, this one goes here, this one goes here, and then this one goes here, this one comes here, this one comes in the center again, this one comes in the center again. Yeah, I mean I could do that too. But I just want to see where the keyframe's at, so that I don't go too far. Yeah. I just don't want to go too. I just don't want to go too far. Cool. I'm just gonna select these two. Let's see what this looks like. Just. All right. All right. Then we have some kind of rotation. And that's pretty much something I just added in this tutorial. That's good. Cool. So we have that. That's pretty good. What we're gonna do next is we are gonna make those heart thing come in. As you can see here or here. Wait. There we go. The heart things pop up. Alright, let's do the heart things. Or let's do the mouth first. So I'm just gonna go, change this to white, bum. I'm gonna go here. Just gonna make bum, pom, pom, pom. Cool. So what's gonna happen here, I'm gonna call this mouth, and I'm just gonna go here. The scale, I'll say it's like that. Kind of. Yeah. And I'm gonna bring the scale, and I'm gonna bring. Okay, I'm gonna bring path, I'm gonna bring scale. Right, cool. So I'm just gonna go like 1, 2, 3. And the path, take this. And I'm just gonna make it small. Cool. Yeah. And what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna get these two. And it's better if when it scales, it's 110, 100, 102. Alright, let's go. Alright, we have a little small right there. Or what we could do here, we could put this here, and then right here, we could do like, alright. It's actually quite cheesy, so I'm just gonna keep it there. Alright, cool. So how do we do the hard things? That's very simple. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go and make a heart. And to do that, I'm gonna make a heart. Still white, and then we'll change later on. So point, point, point. Doesn't really matter. Point. Cool. 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 Point. Right? And it's gonna be this color. Okay. Cool. So I'm gonna call this heart. Same thing. So I'm gonna close this. I'm gonna make it right in the center. I'm gonna make this maximum 20. Nah, maximum 10. Yeah, that looks like a heart that is coming from a heartception. And what I'm gonna do is, it's gonna finish there. And yeah. It's gonna finish there. It's gonna be that big. Okay, but when it's gonna start, it's gonna be small. It's gonna be here. It's gonna be here. Yay! But then I don't want it to stay. I want it to fade away. So I'm just gonna make it a bit longer. Yep, and it should happen when they hit together. Alright. Just make it a bit faster. I mean, slower. Yay. So we're gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna just close this here. I'm gonna duplicate this. I'm gonna put this somewhere here. I'm gonna go to the position of this one. I'm gonna put it here. I'm gonna change this to here. I'm gonna change this to here. Change this to something like that. So what's gonna happen is, okay, so I can just take that, duplicate it, put it up, put it somewhere here, something like this. Alright, cool. And how did I do the plus? The plus sign was very easy, so I just need path, I don't need the fill. I only need the stroke. It's going to be a stroke of 5 maybe. I'm just going to do it like that. And then I'm going to click outside, click again. And it's going to be like this. Alright, and probably I'll select this, I'll put it a bit up. Okay, so I'm going to call this plus. But hey, Popo, here you had your plus signs rounded. How did you do that? Well, that's simple. I just went inside. And since this is a stroke, so I'm just going to go inside. I'm going to do from butt cap to round cap. See that? Alright, let's do that again. We're going to go to shape 1, stroke, butt cap to round cap. Yay! Cool. We're going to make this a bit fatter. Let's just say 6. Cool. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to copy everything. That's how lazy I am, yeah. That's how you do it in motion graphics. Try to find the way. It's quite faster. But just that the problem here is that you shouldn't start from there. You should start from here. Still like that, like that. So it's just gonna go a bit far. And at this point, this is gonna be 100. Whew, that was far. That was fast. Yeah, but it was too far. Okay. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it here. Yeah, and I'm just going to do this again. I'm just going to duplicate. I'm just going to put this guy here, and I'm going to take this guy. I'm going to put him here. I'm going to take this guy and put him here. The problem is the anchor point, so this is the problem why I told you you have to do your anchor point before you animate anything. So, boom. Yay. And probably I'm just going to take this and I'm just going to rotate it a bit. Cool. That's it. That concludes my shape layer tutorial. I just wanted you guys to get used to shape layers because we're going to use these things for the next tutorials that are going to come, and that's going to be just a little bit advanced. Alright, that's me. Thanks for watching this tutorial. If you liked, you can subscribe if you want more, because I'm having more free time recently, so I could do this a lot. I don't promise anything, but I'm gonna try my best. Hope you liked the tutorial. If there's anything that you have, you could just question me. There's Instagram, there's Facebook, and just let me know there. My name is Mr. Popo, and I'll see you guys next time.